and welcome everybody to the newly established Connor Field as your Loyola Dons host the Georgetown Prep Hoyas in the first ever Friday Night Lights football game in school history. My name is George Schaefer. With me in a minute is Asher Davis, and these two teams will get set to kick it away as the Dons are already on the field. Dons tonight are in blue, and the Georgetown Prep Hoyas are in white. Georgetown Prep Hoyas take the field. Ezra Carter and Zeke Jackson are back to receive the kick. Mason Chevernak set to kick it away for the Hoyas. And we are underway. Kick is muffed and picked up at around the 25.
I believe that's going to be Giannis Kligas who's going to muff that, but he recovered it, so, solid way to start off the game. Interesting strategy, kicking it straight at the defender, but, almost worked out for him. Dons are going to start off with great field position after that one.
And here they come now. Starting quarterback Bradley Cease. He's a sophomore. This is his second game starting as quarterback this season. Last week, the Dons beat the Newtown Titans 48-6. Yesterday, the JV Dons beat the Hoyas 27-0. And this will be a hand up the middle for a gain of about a few.
We're going to probably see a lot more of that kind of hard-nosed running throughout this game. After talking to a couple of the players and Coach Zayu for a small amount of time before a fire alarm rudely interrupted our conversation, I was able to get that so far for this game, we're going to see a lot of running from the offense. It's going to be mostly about controlling the clock and aiming to kind of keep the other team on their toes with a couple of well-placed aerial attacks.
But now, Sace goes into shotgun, under center. Worthington in motion, and it's a sweep. Worthington gets past the 30 and falls about short of the 35.
It was a great run by Worthington. He's coming on to his second season here at Loyola, and the first one was, not as much playing time considering he was a freshman, but again, just a wonderful performance that year as well, anytime he touched the ball. And so far, that run was very good as well. Hopefully going to see him touch the ball a lot more.
It's interesting to see the starting quarterback and running back duo, both as sophomores.
Yeah, a lot of young talent on this team.
And it's a play action to Worthington, and the pass is caught by Zach Phillips. First down, Loyola.
That was a really good play call right there. Like I was saying, they're going to try and run the ball as much as they can, but they're not going to do that for every play, obviously. And hopefully the other team's going to have to figure out a way to expect when the pass is coming, because Coach Zayu is going to try and keep them on their toes as much as he can.
Absolutely. I spoke with two of the players earlier today, and they both said they understand the situation with the crowd and how important this game is, but the most important thing for them was staying locked in, and that's how they will win. First and 10 from the 35, sorry, and Worthington will go down here.
Really the offensive line was just not able to keep up with that defensive player blitzing in. He had a huge hole there, and that's partly due to the fact that he timed that jump perfectly off of the snap.
Yeah, the line just crashed instantly. So 2nd and 14 from the Loyola 46. Sace steps back, fires one to Carter. Worthington. And Worthington picks up about 5.
Nice one there, just taking his check down option. You know, he had a lot of room to run, and Worthington being a running back, when you give those guys a lot of room to run out there, when they only have 1 or 2 men to beat, they can really easily break it off for a lot of yards. And they're going to appreciate all those little gains, especially with how difficult this defense is going to be.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 10 from the 50. Sorry, we are at 3rd and 6. Sayce with Worthington on his left. Sayce drops back. And it is caught by Ezra Carter, and actually it is waved incomplete. And that will bring up 4th down from the Dons as the punt team comes on.
Well, Cease last game had a really great one. I mean, he barely incompleted a pass. And so far, it's a kind of rocky start when it comes to passing, but he's gotten a couple of check down options and a pretty easy read on the play action. That first one was aiming towards his main target, Ezra Carter, who last game had a multitude of touchdowns, 1 on a kick return and 1 through the air, and a lot of yards.
William Stewart for the Hoyas back to receive the kick. Long punt here, and it will be downed at about the 10.
Senior Austin Dulay drops that ball in perfectly off the punt right there. Bounced not in the end zone. They had enough time in the air to get really near it, and the punt returner there could do really nothing about that.
And the Georgetown Prep Hoyas offense will come on the field.
Defensively, the Dons are going to want to contain the Hoyas quarterback, who's really good at getting out of the pocket and making plays. So this one right here is a
handoff to Colin Reynolds.
Dons did a great job getting in fast there, not letting him break out to the outside, locking it down.
Just a gain of about a few. And quarterback Carson Witter, who was in for that play.
Dons are going to be hoping to maybe get a tackle for loss here. They had 3 last game, which is just great for them. They also had a multitude of turnovers, 5 in total, 3 coming from fumbles and 2 in the air. So if they can replicate that here, it's going to be easy points.
Yeah, 2nd and 5 from the 5. And he will keep it and is brought to the ground after a struggle. But Witter manages to get a few and possibly a first. I don't think it was.
Looks like it's 3rd and short, but that was a good read by Ritter. Faked the flip and was able to keep the ball. He's a very mobile quarterback, and the Dons are going to need to make sure that they force him to throw, stay in the pocket, and don't let those quick reads happen, because that's going to kill him if they keep letting it happen.
Kieran McCleary is the one who gives the play call off to Whittier. And it is a 3rd and 1, so we're expecting probably power run right through the middle. And that's what they will do. They don't get it, but a flag is down. So we will see what that is.
There was some quick hesitation in the backfield, and that's all the Dons needed right there to take advantage, get in the backfield and stuff them down. Now allowing that this isn't going to be a bad penalty for the Dons. It's not.
It is holding on the offense.
And that is a great way to start off the game, pinning them back. This punt's probably going to give them great field position.
Yeah, Dons declined the penalty. And we have Kyle Powell back to receive. And we have Luke Strittmatter to punt it away.
There's a quick pause there, but
yeah. And Nick Berenz to kick it away, actually. This one's high and long and fielded at the 48. The Dons are on their own 48. Fair catch.
Smart move by Powell there to call the fair catch. I understand that it's probably quite tempting to try and get better field position than that, but they're almost in enemy territory, and it's only 1st down.
Would have been a few yards anyway. So 1st and 10 from the Loyola 48. And here comes the Dons offense. We'll see if they can lead a more successful drive this time. Here comes Bradley Cease.
Well, knowing Coach Zayu, I doubt he'll abandon the strategy this early. He's going to
Cease.
keep these runs coming.
Cease in single back. Hands it off to Worthington. And Worthington will fight his way to the 50. Gain of 2.
He was fighting for it. He's got a lot of speed, so if he can get around the outside, he can really blow by some of these guys. But as of right now, he's really just trying to push it through.
That'll bring up 2nd 8. Marcus Hines comes on the field along with Shane Elliott and Ezra Carter.
And those three right there are really big threats when it comes to receiving.
Absolutely. Shane Elliott and Marcus Hines, along with Ezra Carter, are probably the leaders of this offense, along with A.J. Szymanski as well. Sace goes under center. Play action. He rolls out to the right, and it's caught by Szymanski. Szymanski gets inside the 35, and the chains move along.
Now, this is going exactly to what Coach Zayu wanted. They've fallen for the fact that that the Dons are continuously running the ball, so play actions are leaving people wide open. I mean, half the defensive line right there bit on the play action, leaving Szymanski and I believe someone else wide open. And just easy completion, nice yards, and a big pickup.
And that'll give the Dons another first down. They are on the Hoyas' 37. Sace back with Worthington on his right. Play action to Worthington, and a quick pass to, I believe, Zach Phillips.
That was an exact replica of a play we saw on their first drive, and it's the exact same result. I mean, we got a solid pickup of yards right there, and it's inching us closer and closer to field goal range, which we may already be in.
Oh, I think they're already in field goal range, but we'll see if they can get a few more yards here. Ideally, they want a touchdown. Nathaniel Jackson motions over to the right. And it's a handoff to Worthington, who gets free. Good job by Worthington there to give him a few more yards.
Worthington's looking like he's trying to make something out of nothing on every play, which is exactly what Coach Shea seems to love in all of his players, the determination to not go down after the first guy and keep fighting. I mean, we saw it last year where the Dons simply wouldn't go down and put us all the way in the championship. So right now looking to keep that same energy going. But for this Georgetown prep defense, I mean, they need to figure out a way to stop this run while still being aware of the play action, because that's killing them right now.
And that will bring up 3rd down in the pistol formation. Sace steps back, scrambles, and he goes down for no gain, I believe.
I mean, good job by there of Sace of preventing a real loss there. But, again, he's not exactly the most mobile of quarterbacks. He's really one of those guys that you want to stay in the pocket and throw it. So any pressure right there is going to be good for Georgetown.
4th and 8. And it looks like the Dons are going to stay on and try and go for this, as obviously they can't punt, but it might be just a bit long for field goal range, so that definitely seems like the best to do. 4th and 8 from Georgetown 29. And play is stopped.
Seems to be some confusion about who should be on the field there. It is important to note that senior Connor Becks is our kicker for last year, and this is our first year without him for a while.
Looks like Maurice Guy was subbed off for Brooklyn Jones. Sace steps back, fires, and it is off the hands of Ezra Carter.
Ezra Carter.
He was, picked up there for a second by Lee Bruner. And that's a turnover on downs.
I like the aggressiveness from Coach Zayu there, and even though we didn't convert, it still shows that the Dons are not scared to take risks. And again, with Connor Becks graduating, we're getting some new kicking talent in Owen Schneigig and we're looking just to probably play a little bit safe and give them easier field goals. So the opportunity there to go for it on 4th down is not one that I consider too risky.
So the Georgetown Prep Hoyas defense was able to get the stop. Let's see what their offense can do. Whittier under center, hands it off, and he is knocked down. That is Colin Reynolds for a short game.
It was a great job of the defense. He's trying to break to the outside, and he got hit early on, slowed him down, bounced him back, and all of a sudden there was a sea of blue in front of him that just really yanked him down.
Yeah, good play by the Dons, and there was no gain on the play, so 2nd and 10 on their own 29. Whittier, play action, rolls out, and he fires a pass that is caught, and he is downed at the 40. That's Nate Shields for the Georgetown Prep offense.
Right there, that rollout had 2 different wide receiver options that were both open, so the fact that they were able to be lucky enough with one of them falling down there was just incredibly lucky for the Dons. Could have broke off for some serious yards.
But it is good for a gain of 10, and that will give the Georgetown Prep Hoyas a 1st down.
Hoyas getting a move on here.
The crowd is really electric here tonight. This is a very special game for Loyola. And it's a handoff to Reynolds, and Reynolds is free! Reynolds to the 20, and he's brought down at about the 15-yard line. Big play for the Hoyas.
Wonderful play for the Hoyas. Broke out to the outside, was able to get away from Moriski, who had his arms around him for a second there, but it was just a powerful stiff arm away. And a wonderful play from Zeke Jackson, bringing him down when he hit the outfield. I mean, that's really the opposite of what you wanted to see with the coach. Once the running back gets deep into the defensive backs, I mean, you just have to hope that one of them makes a play, and Zeke Jackson making plays. Good for him.
And Whittier goes under center. Rolls out to the right. Pass is incomplete. Ezra Carter did a good job on covering up Kieran McCleary.
Again, they really like having their quarterback rolled out, so the Dons are trying to prevent that. It's difficult, though, because it takes just so quick for him to get out to the outside, and those are the plays that they've been most successful. So right now the Dons got to do a better job of keeping him contained.
Hoyas face 2nd and 10 on the Dons 15. Handoff to Lee, and he is stopped up short.
And that was a really good job by the Dons of keeping the running game slowed down, and they've been pretty good with the run, excluding that one big break, so they're hoping to keep it like that, but I'd say that the Hoyas are already in field goal range, so.
They do face 3rd down here, as Lee Bruner only picked up a few there. Sace with Reynolds underneath. Play action. Rolls out to the left, and it is barely dumped off to Quincy Long.
There was a good job there of making sure he couldn't take a turn upfield and really pick up some yards there with his mobility, but again, it's killer how good he is at throwing on the run after rolling out.
And that will bring up 4th and 5, and it looks like the prep kick team will come on. Yeah, here comes kicker Mason Shervanack.
It's a good job there of the Dons of bending but not breaking, not allowing that quarterback there to roll out and really do some actual damage, put some points on the board. But now we're going to probably see a converted field goal.
Holder is Nick Behrens.
Crowd's getting into it.
It's a big game for Loyola. It means so much. Kick is blocked!
Moriski off the side.
And picked up by Bruner. It will be Loyola ball.
That was an electrifying play and a huge spot there. Moriski got off this edge, made up for that earlier mixed tackle by preventing the points of getting on the board. That's how you bounce back. That's the way that the Dons are looking to get in this game.
They just stole back the momentum that quickly. And it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 10. Just 20 seconds left to go in our first quarter here.
Now, again, I know that the Dons have stalled out on both their first 2 drives, but they've had some really good plays, some glimmers of really good offense. So right now they're probably hoping to keep that same strategy and put the run game first.
And Loyola Blakefield invites you to join our Blue and Gold Community Partners program. This program offers a direct way to support our Dons in their Blakefield experience while also establishing a close relationship with the school and our community. For more information, please visit loyolablakefield.org/communitypartners. And it looks like Andrew Duvall gets the reception and dives to about 20. And that'll be good for a first down.
It's a nice throw to start off the drive. It seems like they're going to go for a little bit more of an aerial attack and maybe go for some outside runs. But right now the Dons are really just looking to put themselves in field goal range, get anything but a goose egg on the scoreboard.
And the Loyola offense breaks huddle. 2nd and 7 from their own 23. Cease and shotgun. And flags are thrown. Looks like it was against the Hoyas.
That is exactly what the Dons needed. Just something to get this offensive drive on a good start. One good pass, penalty in their favor. It's looking like the Dons are off to a really good start this drive.
Yeah, offsides will bump them up by 5.
Some of the Hoyas are trying to point towards the Dons, but refs are disagreeing with them.
Too late now anyway. And they're 5 yards closer to a first down.
Cease looks a little bit confused here. And timeout.
The Dons call a timeout here. With 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Fidelity Building Services Group is a leading national provider of technical building services and solutions. We provide building HVAC and mechanical systems, building automation and controls, systems integration, and emergency generators and power systems for the commercial and industrial facilities market. For more information on all of our solutions, please visit fidelitybsg.com.
And so Loyola with a timeout spent as the first quarter will come to a close in 15 seconds. Here comes Cease back on with Brooklyn Jones. Play action to Jones. Pass is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Christian Ronaldo.
Christian Ronaldo right there. Ball was a little bit low, but definitely manageable. But that's going to be one that they wish they could have back, because right now this 3rd and 4 is crucial.
Absolutely. 10 seconds left in the first quarter, and if they can't get this, they will be punting to the Hoyas, who will have very good field position.
Expecting a pass here from the Dons, but maybe a play action would be expected.
Cease in the shotgun. Cease drops back. Passes over the head of Marcus Hines. And that will come up as a 4th down.
That was an opportunity for some really nice yards. Marcus Hines was in a 1v1 with the free safety and just was not able to reel in that pass. It was a little bit too far for him. He had a lot of space behind him. Hopefully Cease will in the future throw it a little bit behind him for that one.
And another drive comes up short for the Dons. Punt team comes on. Austin Dulay to punt it.
Dulay's first punt was really good, so hopefully he's going to replicate that. Obviously, he's not going to get it nearly as close as he did last time, but really they're just trying to win the field position here and time of possession as well.
And we have Rillian Stewart sitting at the 30 to receive the kick. 6 seconds left in the first quarter. The punt is long and fielded by, nope, it is muffed. Loyola picks it up, and they thought they could have it, but it looks like it may have gone off the shoes of one of the Dons, so it'll just be down. But if that had gone off the shoes of one of the Hoyas, it would have definitely been a touchdown for Loyola.
That is a rough one for Loyola, because had they let that punt roll, it probably would have gotten them at least a couple more yards. So
yeah, they picked it up and ran with it. The whistle blew. But that will be the end of the first quarter, 0-0 in the Loyola Blakefield football team's first ever Friday Night Lights game. And we are back. Whittier in the Georgetown Prep offense, trying to get something else to happen. Handoff here to Reynolds, and he pushes his way through. Gain of a few here.
it's a nice stop for the Loyola defense. I mean, they're just containing the run there and making sure they don't break off another one like that last drive where Maury Ski had to come in with the field goal block.
Whittier under center. And it is a handoff, but the flag is down. Quincy Long took it for a gain of about another few. It was 2nd and 7. Hoyas need to get to the 30.
That penalty seems to set the Hoyas back significantly. Great for the Dons, putting them out of field goal, or putting them in much better field position.
Whittier goes under center. Long and Reynolds beneath him. And it's a screen pass that will not be good for a first down. Akeem Clark, the receiver, and a flag is thrown at the end of the play.
If that's on Loyola, that's going to be crushing for them. That's the kind of play that Coach Zayu hates.
On a 3rd and 10 like that, that is not what you want. And it is on the Dons. Looks like the ball moves up 15. And it'll be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Dons.
Whoever just committed that penalty is going to get an earful in the film room. Coach Zayu absolutely despises that kind of unnecessary penalty.
And it's a toss to Reynolds. And Reynolds breaks free, and Reynolds has a first down.
Great play by Reynolds there, breaking out to the outside, and this is a terrible situation for the Dons to find themselves in. It's got to feel incredibly deflating as the defense to do so good on containing them on their side of the field, only to do some silly penalty like that and allow for this to happen.
But the Hoyas will continue their offensive drive. The penalty definitely gives them a big boost. And now they are on the Loyola 46. Sace, under center. Handoff to Reynolds. Reynolds charges through. Another first down, and the chains are moving for the Hoyas.
Dons have got to find some sort of spark on defense to stop this powerful running game. Reynolds is just plowing through them or breaking out to the outside and picking up huge chunks of yards.
Colin Reynolds is having a very good game so far for Georgetown Prep. Stays under center. In the single back formation. And I don't know what that was, but it looked like, and there's a little scuffle on the field in the back.
Looked like Moriski was thrown down a little bit late there.
I don't know what that play was, though.
Seemed to be a fake wraparound there, and then he pitched it to Reynolds, I believe, who's going right up the center in more of a fullback position than a running back. Really nice way to fake him out. When you have that many running threats, you can do stuff like that.
Don's Booster Club running up and down the sideline. And Reynolds will break free again. Pushed past the 20. And it looks like he's at the 17.
It's another good run by Reynolds, putting them even closer to the end zone and definitely well within field goal position.
Yet another first down for the Hoyas as they get closer and closer to the end zone with Colin Reynolds every single play.
And not only are the Dons boosters here just for the Friday Night Lights, it's also beach day for the Dons. So everyone's out here in some swim trunks and run up and down the field. Fun day.
We had a lot of action here also earlier today as the Dons varsity soccer team beat the Spalding Cavaliers 3-0 as Sace pitches it away to Lee Bruner, and he will get a few, but not the same results that they've been getting with Reynolds so far. Just was a quick reaction there by Whittier.
It's going to be a holding penalty on Georgetown. Really good for the Dons there. This rushing attack has been killing them on this drive.
And that'll put them back 10.
That's exactly what they needed. Just a little penalty to allow them to get some footing on this. Kind of do some damage control.
Absolutely. Now here comes Whittier. Whittier pump fakes, and he does get the throw off. And it looks like the ball is loose. Loyola ball.
That is exactly what the Dons needed. That penalty clearly put a spark back in the defense, and that fumble right there is what the Dons have been doing so far this season. With 3 separate forced fumbles last game, it was only really a matter of time before this run game met its match.
Yeah, this crowd just seems so much different from some of the other ones, probably because of the Friday Night Lights, but this game has been being hyped for so long. It's really cool to see the student section out here like this.
Both of these teams have been having drives that have been going well and just suddenly stalling out after a penalty or some setback.
But let's see if this newfound momentum can give the Dons what they want. Cease. In the shotgun. Hands it off. And it is Brooklyn Jones who picks up the first down for the Dons.
Brooklyn Jones right at the middle. Huge hole from that big offensive line that the Dons have got, mostly comprised of juniors, and just forcing it open. Jones has a lot of speed right there and a lot of ability to change directions quickly.
Loyola's been trying in the air all game, and now they're trying a run game of their own. It worked for the Hoyas, and it is working for the Dons as of now.
Establishing a run game is absolutely what the Dons want to do. Although last game they had a really powerful passing attack.
Another handoff to Jones for a gain of about 5.
Looked like Jones was able to keep himself off the ground for a significant amount of time before going down there, picking up a significant amount of extra yards.
And as the skies darken here, it looks like Friday Night Lights is becoming real. This is something that the Loyola Blakefield school community has been waiting for a very long time. very special moment here tonight.
The crowd's really getting into it. The energy here is great.
Absolutely. And the formation is the same as it has been. We're probably expecting another run. And it is not. Shane Elliott gets the screen pass, a stiff arm, and a first down.
Elliott there, wonderful job of extending that play with a nice stiff arm there. Pushing past, keeping himself in bounds until meeting another defender. Great job.
They've been in the same single back formation all drive long. And now we see them. Looked like they were going to do it again. He did a quick little fake and then fired a screen pass to Elliott. He was able to pick up the first down. So that was a great play for Loyola. We'll see if they can keep this drive going.
Cease so far hasn't really had an opportunity to break one off long, but he's been doing really good with these check down options and little screen passes.
The Dons are in a goal line formation, and they give it to Shane Elliott, who will take it to the 40. Gain of about 7 on that one.
Now, flag was thrown. Holding.
It looks like it was on the Dons holding, and that'll put them back 10. These penalties have been stinging both teams pretty bad, and they are the reason that some of these drives have been stalling out.
If the Dons can keep a consistent drive going without some big setback like a holding or a game misconduct, then this is going to be a very good offensive game. But so far, neither team can really find their footing. So the Dons are going to have to try and keep this drive consistent.
And it looked like the referee had some words for the prep sideline and their head coach, Don Perot, who is also the athletic director there. So now we see first and long. Cease in the shotgun. Fakes a screen and he rolls back because of the defender. Cease goes down and it's a fumble. And it looks like it may have been picked up by Prep before it went out of bounds.
Time to see if it's ruled a fumble.
And it is not. The ball rolled out of bounds, luckily for the Dons and Bradley Cease. But 2 very bad plays there for the Dons. They have to bounce back if they want to get a first.
Showing some of that inexperience being a first-year quarterback as a sophomore for the varsity team is going to definitely set him back a little bit. But hopefully he can get back on the horse after making a little bit of a mental error there and seemingly trying to chuck it away.
That'll bring up 2nd and 27. Pocket collapsing. Cease airs it out. And it is over the head of Hines again. That's 3rd and 27 from their own 36. They have to get to the Georgetown Prep 43.
Cease has been feeling the pressure these last 2 plays, and even though he's been able to get the ball out of his hands, the first time looked more like a fumble than a pass.
And that'll bring up 3rd and very long. Obviously, they're going in the air. They definitely need a huge play here if they want to keep this drive going, or else it'll stall out like the rest. Fumbles on the snap, but Cease rolls out to the right. Airs it out over the middle. And he's pushed.
That is going to be...
There should have been a flag there, it looks like. But the ref waved it incomplete. He definitely seemed like he was shoved to the ground before that ball was caught, before that ball landed.
Now with the energy here, it's going to be a lot of noise from the crowd after that one.
Yes.
There was a lot of contact between those 2 players, so I guess the ref wanted to keep the flags away and keep this game a little bit more clean, but that did look like he got shoved a little bit.
Yeah, Zach Phillips.
It's a physical game out here.
And Austin Dulay, 3rd punt here. And the punt is high and long, and it is waved a fair catch, but it's muffed. That'll bring him back some more.
Looked like a Don got hit on the head with that punt, but I couldn't really tell.
The Dons came so close that when Nick Behrens, who's also the punter, went to catch it, he just couldn't gain control and it bounced off his foot.
It's a good strategy there. Risky, but a good strategy.
If you hit him and he calls it and it's a fair catch, that's a penalty. But here comes Whittier. Motions over Luke Strittmatter. Whittier hands it off again, and he goes down in a tumble. That was Colin Reynolds again.
Again, these Hoyas are really just trying to establish a run game. Both teams have been having good plays in the running game, but neither one, again, has been able to be keeping themselves consistently clean with the flags and some minor setbacks that have been killing drives. It seems like the momentum shifts are constant.
Absolutely, definitely back and forth, and here is another handoff to Quincy Long.
This Dons defense is looking for another crucial turnover, although the offense really can't ask them for more after they've already produced 2.
And another first down for the Georgetown Prep Hoyas. Here is Whittier, single back formation, Reynolds underneath. Reynolds gives a good block. Whittier has time, and the pass is over the head of Luke Strittmatter, and that will bring up 2nd and 10 from their own 41.
That's a difficult throw for Whittier to make right there, even though he's rolling out and he's comfortable throwing on the run. There was a Don defender on either side of that player right there that he overthrew, so even though he got some good blocking, again, still a difficult pass. Underthrow it, and it's an interception.
2nd and 10 here for the Hoyas. Whittier handoff to Reynolds. Reynolds breaks a tackle and looks like he gets a short gain, but not enough, and that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Reynolds was able to bounce it outside, and even though he started to run backwards there for a second, he was pushing it back up, but the Dons were not allowing any more of that yardage to come from that.
And we reached the 5-minute mark in our 2nd quarter.
Big time for this defense to show up. If they're able to stall this offense, it's going to be huge.
Crowd is electric right now. 3rd and 11.
They're stomping their feet.
Snaps high. Whittier recovers. Whittier. He goes down.
That is rough for the Georgetown Hoyas offensive lineman. Just knocked his own quarterback down on accident, but that is a big play for the Dons, adding some pressure there.
Definitely. And the Jesuit community of Loyola University, Maryland shares in the mission of the Worldwide Society of Jesus. This mission includes the service of faith and the promotion of justice in dialogue with cultures and with other religions. These values characterize its commitment to the educational apostolate at Loyola University, Loyola Blakefield, Christopher Way, and St. Ignatius Academy in Baltimore.
That punt there almost blocked by the Dons. Already have a kick block, so looking to add a punt block on that as well.
It will be 1st and 10 on their own 44. Bradley Cease, the Loyola Dons offense, come back onto the field.
Cease and the Dons are looking to get something going. They just got to get in field goal range to try and get some points on the board before halftime.
And it's play action. Flag is thrown, and the pass is incomplete. But it looked like it may have been block in the back on Brooklyn Jones, but we don't know. And it will be on the Dons. So it'll be still first down, but that takes him back 10 yards.
Again, another big setback for the Dons due to a penalty, which is going to probably lead to a long talk in the film room from Coach Sayu. These kinds of penalties that set them back 10 to 15 yards are getting unacceptable for the Dons here, as they're seemingly unable to play a clean game so far.
And Coach Zayu does like to keep it very clean. Last year, he led the Dons to their first Turkey Bowl win against the Calvert Hall Cardinals in 8 years, and last week led them to a very big victory against Newtown High School.
Let me tell you, that Turkey Bowl was electrifying to be at.
Zach Phillips motions over. Worthington does too. Pass bounces on the ground, but it is ruled incomplete. Intended receiver, Nathaniel Jackson.
That's a rare situation of a lucky incompletion where, had he actually reeled that ball in, probably would have lost a lot more yards than he would have gained.
Or even a fumble if he had managed to get it in a little bit earlier. Both teams' defenses are playing very, very well. This is definitely a defensive game, in my opinion.
It's good, hard-nosed football right there. Perfect for a Friday night light.
Cease in the shotgun. And whistles are blown. And there's a flag down, just not too visible. Oh, we can't have that. That's delay of game on the Dons. So that'll set them back 5. Probably just looked like there was some confusion on the field. But you never know.
These penalties are really hurting the Dons here. I'd say they got a significant majority of the penalties over the Hoyas. Gonna need some kind of miracle here to get a third down completion on a 3rd and 30.
2nd and 30, actually.
2nd and 30.
Just another one of those situations where the penalties took him back, and it's actually 2nd and 26. Cease drops back, and he just threw it out of reach of Shane Elliott. He couldn't throw it any bit more to the left because of the defender in his way. It was just not enough, and that brings up 3rd and 26 from their own 24. They need enough yards to get past the 50 and into prep territory. Big 3rd down for Loyola.
Looking for a deep bomb here. Oh.
And it's a handoff to Jones. Gave him some yards, but definitely not enough for a first down.
That's a solid strategy by Coach Zayu. They're definitely controlling the clock here, which is what they wanted to do, trying to lower the amount of time that the Hoyas have to get a good drive going. And Austin Dulé has been having some nice punts tonight, so giving him a little bit of extra space doesn't hurt.
And a run was obviously not expected, but they are getting set to punt it away. Dulé, 4th punt of the game. And back to receive is Tommy Arata.
That punt went real high.
And the Dons will let it bounce. And they down it at about the 36.
Nice job there by Dulé. He had some men in his face and was already able to get the punt off.
And pass is complete to Akeem Clark. And it looks like he may have just been short of the first down.
And as we near the 2-minute warning,
We are past the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 6.
Halftime's coming around the corner.
Prep in the pro set. Rolling out. Pass is caught. Good for a first down. Again, it is caught by Akeem Clark. Looked like it was going to go over his head, but he was able to reel that one in.
Nice job getting up in the air for that. And Zeke Jackson came in to take him down after a small gain, so keeping him contained, trying to get to halftime here.
And Georgetown Prep calls a timeout.
First National Bank is proud to support Loyola Blakefield, home of the Dons. At First National Bank, we believe that doing the right thing for our customers starts with making our communities even better places to live and work. Our involvement with Loyola Blakefield is just one example of how First National Bank gives back to local communities everywhere. Please stop by our local branch in Towson at 1st Pennsylvania Avenue, or visit our other branches through Greater Baltimore and the Mid-Atlantic region. You may also visit us online at www.fnb-online.com. First National Bank, member FDIC.
And it looks like we have a full moon out tonight. The orange moon in the background of Connor Field.
It's a nice setting.
Definitely a nice setting for football. So 3rd and 1 for the Georgetown Prep Hoyas. This is the Dons defense retakes the field. 1:35 left to go in the half. And here comes the Hoyas offense. And it is a handoff. And it looks like
It's going to be close.
it'll be a first down.
Good effort by the Dons there, trying to keep them contained, but again, the Hoyas have had a powerful running game so far.
They did manage to contain him because of forward progress. It was too late. And here's a pass. Lee Bruner is rocked
Big hit by
at
Kendrick
the line
Worthington.
of scrimmage.
It's a nice job of Kendrick Worthington reading where that pass is going, especially of how quick they snapped it. Nearing the 1 minute mark here. Seems to be another timeout.
And Loyola calls their second timeout. A minute 7 left to go in the half. It's 2nd and 10 from the 44. Dons retake the field.
Almost reaching the minute mark here. They're going to really need to try to make something happen on the Hoyas. Would not be surprised if they try and mix in some passing with this powerful running game.
And the Dons get set in their base 4-3. Cease. Under center. And it is again a handoff to Bruner, who picks up about a few. And that'll bring up 3rd down for the Hoyas as the clock is ticking under a minute in the half.
And they're going to go for another quick snap.
Hurry up offense. And the run will be good for a first down by Quincy Long again.
Another good one. These opportunities for the Hoyas to just roll out and deal some serious damage to the Dons defense are seemingly plentiful tonight.
Clock is stopped at 43 as Long was able to get out of bounds. And it's 1st and 10 on the Loyola 43-yard line. So, Asher, if the Prep Hoyas can manage to get into field goal position, is that what they're going for?
Honestly, with under a minute left to play, they're probably just going to go and settle for getting the goose egg off the scoreboard after a huge pass there. Probably puts them near field goal range.
Definitely a booster there. Akeem Clark, the receiver, and that'll be good for another Prep first down.
It's exactly what the Hoyas want, something just to get them out of bounds, keep the ball in the air, keep the chains moving, and move them closer to field goal range and farther away from that goose egg on the scoreboard.
Stands are packed in Connor Field, and it goes just beyond that as fans are piling up along the side. And we have another handoff here to Lee Bruner. Good for, it looks like another first down for the Hoyas.
Good run up the middle that picks up the first down, but that is going to keep the clock moving, so kind of wonder if they're going to settle for a field goal here.
29 seconds as the Hoyas take their second timeout with just under 30 seconds left to go in the half. It's 1st and 10. They're on the 18-yard line, definitely in field goal range. They have one timeout left, so if they can,
keeps the run game in the option, but once that one timeout is gone, they're going to really need to aim for to get out of bounds, or else they're not going to get the opportunity to get the field goal. So it's kind of coming down to a much more finite strategy here.
those pitches and sweeps to Reynolds and Lee and Long have been crucial in getting the Dons to this point. If they can keep doing that, just a few more, they're probably going to get on the board first here in the half. Looks like there might be some confusion on the field. And Whittier goes under center. Lee. And Whittier's pass is just off the hand of Akeem Clark. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Akeem Clark got open there quickly, and Whittier let the pass out pretty fast, but rushing it definitely led to it being slightly inaccurate, and Akeem just was not able to reel it in there. But had he been able to, could have made a cut inside and possibly scored.
And that will bring up, again, 2nd and 10 on the 18. They're in field goal range. 23 seconds left to go in the half. They got to hurry. And it's a handoff to Lee. Lee gets through.
Big hit there, stays in bounds, going to keep the clock rolling. Probably going to have to call their last timeout.
They call their last timeout with 14 seconds left to go.
The question here is, do you go for a pass that's only near the end zone to try and put 7 on the board and take a nice lead against an offense that on the Don side has not really been able to get going tonight? Or do you just settle for the field goal?
They're going to probably go for a pass in the end zone, preferably by the corners. And if it falls incomplete, they have time to kick a field goal. But it is first down.
Realistically, they have time for 2 passes here. It's just about the risk-reward they're going to aim for.
If they don't want to have to hurry up to get their kick team on the field and risk losing those points.
It's an interesting position to find ourselves in.
Big play here. It's first down, but it feels like third down, giving the time left in the half. Cease, steps back, goes long, and it's off the hands of Clark again. Second one that went off his right hand.
That slant in the back of the end zone was almost killer for the Dons here, but again, the Hoyas have another opportunity with only taking 4 seconds to get that play off in total. Might go for another one. Looks like they are.
No timeouts left for the Hoyas. 10 seconds left in the half. They've got probably one more opportunity here before they need to kick the field goal. It's been a very low-scoring defensive game here so far.
Absolutely. Crowd is on their feet for this one.
And play action. And the pass is caught by Long.
Did he make it?
And
on the one.
And they're on the one with 1 second left in the half. This is very interesting because they have a chance to power run it in with Reynolds or kick a field goal. There's 1 second left in the half. If he hadn't got out of bounds, that would have been it.
Crowd is getting ready. It looks like they're going to go for it.
3rd and 1 on the one.
You can't get any more football than this.
The press box in here is shaking because
everyone's stomping their feet.
Everyone's stomping their feet. Our computers, everything's shaking in here. And they go for the run. And it is a...
kept him held.
No touchdown, and that's the half.
That is great job by the Dons defense. Bend,
Really
don't
good
break.
Stop.
That's going to take us to halftime.
Lee Bruner couldn't get it done. And that is the half, everybody. And welcome back, everybody. We are set to get The second half kicked away. Still 0-0 as we head into the third quarter. And 1-800-GOT-JUNK is the world's longest junk removal service. They make the ordinary business of junk removal exceptional by sending a team of 2 friendly, capable pros who will do all of the removal from anywhere, inside or out. They'll finish up with a thorough broom cleanup. Up to 60% of the items they collect are donated or recycled. And if you call before 2 p.m., they guarantee the same day service within 90 minutes of your call. From one item to many truckloads, nothing is too much to ask. Stop staring at all that junk pile and call them today. They're available 7 days a week until midnight. And this second half is underway. Very good return by Rulian Stewart to get the Hoyas started.
All right, that was a nice kickoff return to start off the second half for the Hoyas. Bounced it around to the right side, and honestly, the Dons have got to figure out a way to get back in this offensively. Their defense has been doing great at holding up, bending, and not breaking, but as of right now, they haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. They've been sticking to the run game, and obviously they've been throwing in a couple passes. Play action options have seemed to work well, but right now the defense has definitely been the strong suit of the Loyola Blakefield Dons.
Whittier comes back onto the field, and it's a handoff to Quincy Long for a gain of about 4.
It's a nice job there of the Hoyas of reestablishing their run game that was so strong for them in the first half.
And like I said earlier, when I speak to some of the Dons on this team, they just all said the same thing. Stay locked in, stay focused on our assignments, and that is how they will win. If they continue to stay locked in like this, like they have been in the first half, good things are going to happen. And Reynolds picks up a first down and more, but a flag is thrown, and that might bring them back.
For the Dons right now, they're hoping that this flag is against the Hoyas because as we've been seeing throughout the first half, there's been really no huge mistakes on offense for either side, but these holding penalties like the one we're seeing here against the Hoyas have just been damaging and destroying drives left and right, with either team having solid, consistent drives ruined by a holding penalty or a minor setback.
It looks like this one may have been against Quincy Long.
Would not be surprised if we see a pass here, but obviously the run is always a strong option for the Hoyas this game.
Whittier play action, breaks the tackle, and fires a pass to Long, who falls short of the first. But from that second and long, that'll bring up 3rd and short.
It's a nice job there of the Dons of putting pressure on Winger, but an even better job of him to get the ball out there. After a holding call that set him back a few yards, the sack would have been disastrous.
And it is 3rd and 6 from their own 38. Loyola student section is back to doing what they have been doing best all night long. And this is to Carter, and he has a first down because of forward progress, but he's brought back. Chains move for the Hoyas.
Interesting there. He was really trying to fight for those extra yards and then was pushed back, but it almost looked like he took the yards backwards there, trying to get some more room to move there.
Akeem Clark with the reception. Here goes Whittier again. Handoff to Reynolds, and Reynolds is stuffed. Loss of about 1.
It's going to be number 24, Andrew Duvall, with a huge play right there to get this defense back in it after that kind of crushing first down that they just allowed. Big play and an even bigger hit.
Really good read by Andrew Duvall. And the Loyola Dons have their first sack of the night. So now we see 2nd and 10 from the 45. Whittier gets under center. Play action, and it is tipped and almost picked off. Kendrick Worthington was almost there, and it was off the hands of Luke Strittmatter.
Risky play there by Strittmatter, bobbling it back up, but luckily for him, Kendrick Worthington was not close enough to that ball to make a play on it. Here come the stomping from the Don student section. They are invested. This is the first Friday Night Lights game, and they are matching the energy perfectly.
This night, whatever the outcome, will most certainly go down in Loyola Blakefield school history. Stomping's back, man.
3rd down.
It's 3rd down. And flags are thrown.
A little anticlimactic.
And it's a false start on the Hoyas offense, and that'll put them back 5. So that makes it 3rd and 15 from their own 35-yard line.
It's a really good penalty for the Dons right there. Exactly what they needed. Something to make this 3rd down a little bit less manageable.
Now the Hoyas have kind of picked up on what the Dons offense kind of got into a little bit earlier in the first half. Those penalties, especially on the 2nd downs, are really, really, really hurtful. And now they face a 3rd and 15 on what would have been a 3rd and 10 from their own 40. And they need to get to the Dons 45.
Crowd is back in it.
Here we go. 3rd and 15. Hoyas in the pro set formation. And it is handed off to Long. No, Reynolds, and he's brought down behind the line.
No room to run there. The Dons got right in through the offensive line of the Hoyas and just didn't let anything happen after a slight hesitation in the backfield, locking it up almost instantaneously.
And that'll bring up 4th and 17 from their own 38.
I believe this is one of the first punts from the Hoyas.
2nd, actually, and Kyle Powell to receive. Fields it, and it is a fair catch.
Surprising fair catch call right there, considering the room he had to run, but he's playing it safe here, securing the fact that they're going to have good field position and getting this Dons offense back on the field.
It looked like he didn't mean to, because he did look a little bit upset after they whistled that one down. But the Dons have the momentum on their side coming into this 2nd half. The home field advantage and the fact that this is the first Friday Night Lights game. The crowds are packed. The momentum is definitely on the Dons side right now. Yep. And it has been almost all game.
Coach Zayu is known for sticking to his game plan strategy consistently throughout the game, but I would not be surprised to see a little bit more passing thrown in here.
A lot of motion action, and that is because of the run. And the run was stopped up short. That'll bring up 2nd and 11 on their own 32. Defensive line shifting. It's play action, and he breaks the sack, and he goes down in a heap. He broke the tackle a few times, and Cease is helped up by his teammates.
That was a really good job by Cease, keeping that play going, even though he obviously was probably not going to get out of that sack. But he was able to push the ball at least a yard or two forward before getting driven back by a multitude of Hoyas.
And number 66, Aiden Smith, and Brooks Jones were there. And 3rd and long for the Dons. We've seen this a lot throughout the game with them. And it's a handoff. And Jones gets a good run. That makes it much easier for them to get the first down now. Really good play call by Coach Zayu.
Again, not surprising that he called a run up the middle with Jones, especially since that has broken off for a lot of yards in the past, and he's done it before on 3rd and long opportunities. Now with this 4th and 6th, a much more manageable punt.
No, they're not going to punt. Oh, they are. Delay. Almost blocked there. And they will let it drop. And it is downed by Elliott. In the 19-yard line.
Again, a really good punt by Delay. He's been having some really solid special teams play so far this game and last game. Unfortunately for the Dons, though, he's had a lot of opportunity to showcase his leg.
That was his 5th or 6th punt today.
Around there, yeah.
The Dons were saved by the bell last time. But if they can do a good job of locking up and containing the run game, then this game will definitely fall in their hands. First and 10 from the 19.
The Dons haven't really been able to maintain that goal of controlling the clock so far this game. That drive was their first of the quarter and was only around 2 minutes. Meanwhile, the Hoyas have had around 8 minutes of possession so far.
And it looks like Carson Whittier has stepped off, and taking over at quarterback is Nick Behrens, who is second-string quarterback and also plays free safety, and is also active on the special teams unit.
This could mean
Nick
some
Burns,
more
sorry.
interesting plays here. I would expect
Burns
that it means more running.
Under center. Motioning over is McCleary. And it is another run to Reynolds for a gain of about 5.
Reynolds getting the ball rolling again on the second drive of the 3rd quarter. They're trying to reestablish this running game, and the Dons haven't really let it start off as strongly as they did in the first half. But that doesn't mean much, especially knowing that Reynolds is able to break off some really long runs and stay consistent.
And Burns steps off the field. Whittier's back on. Another handoff, this time to Quincy Long. And it looks like just short of the first down. So bring up 3rd down as we pass the 5-minute mark in the 3rd quarter.
Dons have got to figure out a way to stop these hard-nosed runs up the middle. They're really playing powerful football over on the Hoyas side, and the Dons are not really matching their intensity on the defensive line. Got to figure out a way to plug these holes and really make him bounce it on the outside, slow him down, and make it so he can't keep getting these consistently good gains.
And that gain of 2 makes it 3rd and 3. Run up the middle by Reynolds is contained.
They did just that. They were able to make him bounce to the outside of the line, but not far enough to really turn upfield, stopping him, making him hesitate, and bringing him down.
And he is stopped up by Luke Randazzo.
Considering how the last couple of punts have gone for the Hoyas, they haven't been as preferable as one would like if you're the Hoyas coach. So this is a very good position to be as a Don.
And Powell to receive. Powell lets it go at the 30, and a look of frustration on his face as it is down successfully by Quincy Long.
It seems like Powell kind of forgot where he was in the field there. Letting it bounce at that point is really not the best option, although sometimes you just kind of forget where you are in the field. With a punt like that, also don't want to risk getting within the drop zone of the ball and possibly muffing it, giving them wonderful field position after a pretty strong opening drive.
Yeah, and, definitely it looks like the kick went over his head, just a little bit. But Dons take over again, as this is most definitely a defensive game, Asher.
Yep, I would agree with you there. With zeros on the scoreboard, although the Hoyas had a nice opening opportunity to get a field goal, Maurice Gee had a great play, stopped him from getting that field goal. Now the Dons get a second opportunity of the 3rd quarter. I believe that's Kendrick Worthington, a quarterback.
And he will hand it off. And a run for about a few by Shane Elliott. And yes, that was Kendrick Worthington at quarterback. I don't know why.
Seems like they're trying out a little bit of a wildcat formation, but
Nope,
Cease is back on the
because here
field.
comes Cease. Hoyas just did the same thing with Nick Burns subbing in for Carson Whittier. But Cease is back, so up and Cease is lining up as a wide receiver. And it's play action by Worthington. Worthington to the 50. And he's brought down at the 40. Excellent play.
That's the first really big gain of yards that the Dons have been able to get tonight, and that's exactly at the right time. With the third quarter winding down, this is exactly what they want, a strong running game, but with some big play passes to mix in there.
Yeah, and you see them changing up that strategy, putting Bradley Cease at wide receiver and having Worthington take the snap. He faked it to Elliott, and then no one expected that.
I mean, these are reminiscent of some other plays that Jaden Moore made last year where he was lined up as the quarterback.
And it looks like, it does look like Luca O'Day, defensive line for the Hoyas was over early, but both sides are obviously pointing at each other. A flag is down.
The
Hoyas are pointing for offsides, and it is offsides. The lot of boos echoing through the crowd.
I mean, that could lead to some momentum being taken away from the Dons, which is the exact opposite of what they want after a huge play by Worthington. They really can't afford these little penalties that take away their momentum and lose them yards unnecessarily.
Absolutely not, but it is still first down and 15. Cease is back. He receives the play call, so we believe that will make him the quarterback. After that play, I don't think that'll work again. Yeah, Cease is the quarterback.
I would not be surprised of a pass here, but a run is definitely a good option.
Play action. Cease rolls out. Looking for Carter, and it's caught! What a play, and Ezra Carter gets the catch, but there is a flag down.
Looked like he tackled him a little bit late after Ezra Carter was able to do on a cutback route exactly what that route is designed for, getting open on the edge and getting enough space to go out of bounds.
He didn't quite get the first down, but it is 2nd and 1, so definitely making up for those penalty yards.
And looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct after he tackled him a little bit late.
And that'll move him up more.
That penalty is going to be real damaging for the Hoyas defense, as now they're definitely in field goal range.
That just gave him another 15 yards.
You can kind of feel some more life in the crowd after this offense has been stalling out a lot recently, finally getting deep into enemy territory and putting themselves in scoring position.
It feels like it's becoming a mental game, and Worthington lining up at quarterback again.
I love this strategy from Coach
I
Zayo.
love it too. And he fumbles the snap, but he picks it up. And he stumbles forward for a few yards. Good recovery there by Worthington. The snap was just off to his left knee. But
Great job of recovering there from Worthington.
Good awareness.
Taking a second, even though the hesitation in the backfield can sometimes be risky, that time it paid off, allowing him to really take a moment to examine the holes that have opened up in the offensive line and take advantage of it.
He did a good job finding the gap, and that'll bring up 2nd and 8 after that gain of 2.
Worthington at quarterback is a really great strategy, I think, because it really opens up the opportunities the Dons have here.
Now this is even more interesting. Cease at quarterback with Worthington behind him. Play action to Worthington. Cease keeps, fires, and oh my goodness! He had them all faked, and he went just out of the hands, through the hands of Marcus Hines.
Marcus Hines was wide open, right on the brink of the end zone, and it looked like the ball just kind of, I don't really know how to say this, but seemed to not come out of the hand of Cease as well as he wanted it to. And it didn't really get a spiral, kind of went off to Hines' left and made it a much less easy to catch ball.
And with 1:30 left in the third quarter, 3rd and 8 on the 19. If they don't get this, 3 points is what I'm thinking.
Thinking that too, but as we've seen earlier in this game, it's not guaranteed, so that's an opportunity that Cease would really like to have back.
I think they're going to probably kick it because you don't want to go for it on fourth down. That's what they've been doing all game, and they haven't converted once. But let's see. They might get this first right here. Play action to Worthington, and it's a screen!
Room to run for Gee.
McGee to the 1!
Looks like there's an injured Hoyas. Oh, nope, he's getting back up. He's fine.
Maurice Gee, excellent way. You see, Brad Cease rolled out, and he was under extreme pressure, but he got that off very fast. And Maurice Gee did a great job of getting the ball all the way down to about the 1 yard line, but there is an injury on the field.
A longtime partner of Loyola Blakefield, Whiting Turner helped build our brand new St. Ignatius Hall, which opened at the start of this academic year. Whiting Turner has a strong presence throughout the country, but is headquartered here in Baltimore. They recognize the value in community involvement and pride themselves on familiarity with local communities and their ability to give clients the attention of a small business with the resources of a national corporation. We are grateful for their continued support of the Dons.
And we are back. The injured Hoya is wide receiver and defensive back Patrick McHale.
Looked like he was involved in a tackle low
And
on Gee.
the injury looks like it might be internal, maybe like just got the wind knocked out of him a little. He doesn't look like he's clutching anything. Probably just got the wind knocked out of him right there.
That was a great play for Gee, and he's kind of had that route opened up all night.
And here we go. 1st and 2. 1st and goal on the second. Handoff to Worthington. And he's
They gave him space, but did he take
in for
advantage?
the touchdown.
The first points of the night finally happened.
And Loyola takes the lead.
The crowd is stomping their feet.
Oh, my goodness.
That is the first ever Friday Night Lights touchdown at Loyola Blakefield, and you guys got to see it live.
Bradley Cease to Maurice Gee. And kicker Owen Sheeling to kick the extra point, first of the game.
It's been a pretty boring game for him, but hopefully he can make this.
And the kick is good.
Hard to tell, but
And
it is good.
Loyola goes up by 7.
Taking a big win right there. Finally getting on the board, and it must be a little deflating as a Hoya watching that happen, but they're going to need to find a way to bounce back.
Yeah, definitely deflating. But with 1:09 left in the third quarter, this game has just round the corner, and it looks like the Dons are on the home stretch. And this is the first kickoff in a while.
I believe it's only the third kickoff of the game.
And Austin Dulé, who's been playing punter all game, will kick it away, as the Hoyas have not taken the field yet. But back to receive for them are Lee Bruner and Rulian Stewart. Here we go, 7-0 Dons.
Only 1:09 left in the quarter, but so far the Dons have taken serious advantage of this quarter.
The kick is off and received by Bruner. And Bruner finds a gap and is brought down at around, he's pushing forward, but is brought down at around the 26.
Took a little while for the officials to call it, but
Took a little while for them to bring him down.
yeah.
And with just 50 seconds left in the third quarter, we are seeing a completely new game. They've both been struggling to score this entire time, but Loyola finally rallies around the excellent strategy that Coach Zayu put into that drive. That's what got them that touchdown.
Mixing in Kendrick Worthington there was definitely not expected for the Hoyas.
And Whittier hands it off, and it is Quincy Long with a gain of about 5.
as the Hoyas, I think they're really going to have to try and stick to the running game. They've still got an entire quarter of football left to play, and so far the running game has been what's putting them in good positions. All they need is one big break against the Dons' strong defense to really put themselves back into scoring position. Even a field goal here would be good for the Hoyas. As again, they still have 12 minutes and 48 seconds of football to play.
After a slow first half, we are soon headed into the fourth quarter of a whole different football game. The momentum was there, the points were not, but looks like the clock is now resumed. 41 seconds left. Whittier rolls out to the left. Screen pass is dropped by Akeem Clark. It just slapped right off of his hand, and that brings up 3rd and 6.
Whittier got another chance to roll out, which he's loved doing so far this game, but seemed like the wide receiver there kind of heard the footsteps of the Don approaching him and was not able to hold on to the ball. Sometimes that's just kind of how it is.
Well, you know, momentum is unstoppable, and the momentum that the Dons have just taken into the second half probably contributed to that play just a little bit. But now 3rd and 6 for the Georgetown Prep Hoyas.
Lots of...
If they don't get this, then, you know, we'll probably expect a lot of stomping in the student section.
It's already started.
Yeah, it's already started. And the clock is stopped at 33 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And Georgetown Prep calls their first timeout. And Bollinger Energy is a proud supporter of Loyola Blakefield and the Baltimore community. For over 3 decades, Bollinger Energy has expertly helped institutions and commercial customers manage their energy costs with personalized service. The Bollinger family is now celebrating 3 generations who have walked the halls here at Loyola Blakefield. Roll Dons, roll.
I don't blame the Hoyas for calling a timeout here. With momentum clearly shifted in Loyola's favor, they need this drive to go well, at least putting them in field goal position.
They need it. And as we see here on the field, Kyle Powell and Maurice Ski hyping up the crowd. The momentum's still there. The timeout was probably necessary.
The crowd is in it.
Whittier under center. Long and Reynolds beneath him. And the handoff. No, it's a play action. And it is caught. But Clark is taken immediately down by Shane Elliott. But it should be good for a Prep first down.
That's a good time to call a timeout. That play call right there was very clutch. And even though there are now only 2 timeouts left for the Hoyas, I consider that first down to be worth it.
Absolutely. The timeout was definitely worth it. Although if they do need it later in this game, it will cost them. Clock expiring in the fourth quarter.
Oh, he's cutting
back. And Lee switched directions. But he doesn't get much. And that is the end of the third quarter. Loyola Dons 7, Georgetown Prep Hoyas nothing.
That was a good third quarter for the Dons, but the Hoyas now have some momentum of their own as they're picking up yards. And with that, that's going to take us to a break.
And we are back. Both teams lining up again. Whittier steps back, under pressure, and it is off the hands of Clark again. Just short, and it was a good read by Shane Elliott.
Good defense there by Shane Elliott as they're trying to get the pass game back in, which I do think the Hoyas need to do now. After that run game has seemingly been stalling out a little bit with the Dons gaining momentum. This third down is huge. I would not be surprised if they try and take a shot with the pass. They need the pass here from the Hoyas' perspective in order to take advantage of the little time that they have as we enter the final quarter.
Motorcycle sound effect there. And the pass, handoff was fumbled by Lee Bruner, but he bobbled it and kept it and got a gain of a few. But that brings up a fourth down for the Hoyas as the punt team comes on.
Not a big enough run to justify really going for it on fourth down. So I would not be surprised if now is when they start to abandon the run game, despite the fact that it's been real good.
Powell to receive. Punt is picked up and muffed at the 20. It took a bad bounce, but it looks like Powell managed to hold on to it.
Oh, that is a big missed opportunity right there for the Hoyas. After not really having a lot of momentum gained on that drive, despite having a big first down, it would have been a huge change in momentum to be able to pick up the ball off a munt puff in scoring range.
And Loyola offense comes back on. 11 minutes and 8 seconds left in this fourth quarter. If you're Georgetown Prep, you need the ball. So they're going to start trying to play more locked in. The way they pressure the quarterback has been what's helping them. And it looks like Sace is out as a wideout, and Worthington gets the snap, and Worthington will keep it again. Same exact thing as last time, except he only got a few yards, and a flag is down.
This right here is the kind of football that Coach Zayu loves. The unpredictability of it. Oh, as Worthington hobbles off, that's not a sight you want to see as the Dons.
Not at all. And coming onto the field is Maurice Guy.
Another good weapon.
Nathaniel Jackson also off the field.
Also a great guy outside of football.
You know, with Bradley Cease being a sophomore, he's definitely led this team to a few key victories so far. But also having Kendrick Worthington there as a weapon, and now losing him potentially on that play, it does not sound good.
Hopefully it's just a minor injury for Kendrick Worthington. He was able to hobble off the field on his own, so it probably isn't that bad. But again, not a sight you want to see as a Dons, especially since Kendrick Worthington is definitely the component that really was the missing piece for the offense here.
Penalty sets him back 5. And the pass is... looks like it was incomplete. Intended receiver is Maurice Guy.
Maurice Guy rolling out in the flats has been one of the best options so far for the Dons to get quick and easy yards. Also led to nearly a touchdown.
And that'll bring up 2nd and 15 on the Dons' 18.
Big play here for the Dons.
Cease in the shotgun. Steps it back, throws, and the pass is complete. Shane Elliott breaks a tackle and stumbles forward for a few. And that'll bring up 3rd, about 11 or 10.
Despite not getting a ton of yards there, it's still a good play for the Dons, giving them some more room and options to work. Knowing Coach Zayu, he might try it up the middle, but he's done that on the last 2 3rd and longs, so I would not be surprised to see a play action.
Neither would I, but with this team right now, you do not know what to expect. Maybe we see something more of A.J. Szymanski here, too, who only has 1 or 2 receptions so far.
Cease has shown himself to have quite the arm. So
Cease looking deep, and it is all over the head of Zach Phillips. He did also have Szymanski over the middle for a second there. But that'll bring up 4th and 15, and the punt team comes on. So the Hoyas get the ball back, and they will have some pretty good field position. It's going to be very interesting to see what they can do. Because where they're positioning their returner, Tommy Arata, on the Dons 45, he steps back now. But I think the punt, they will definitely probably be ending up close to the 50 or maybe even in Don's territory. So that is not a good sign for Loyola.
In my opinion, I think they're underestimating Austin Dulé a little bit with where they're placing the returner.
Absolutely, I agree. I think it'll probably end up going over his head a little bit. Yep, it does. He backs up. And that
still rolling.
Is exactly why you don't play forward. Good punt. Amazing punt by Austin Dulé.
Almost entirely flips the field, putting them right at the 25. Again, Austin Dulé has been playing incredible, and I mean, obviously he's a punter, so it's not exactly the most uplifted position, but his stats so far this game have been great. With the amount that he's been needing to punt and how he's delivered, especially under the pressure that he's being put under, it's a great game for the special teams.
The Dons did have much more touchdowns last week, and therefore, kicker Owen Sheeling does lead the MIAA in extra points made. He just upped that number with this one.
Believed to 7.
Yes. And Whittier's pass is complete. This is Kieran McCleary with his first big reception of the night. And that puts this game into a very different perspective. They just underestimated that punt, but they get all those yards that they would have had back with that one play. Excellent pass by Whittier.
Important to note, after making the tackle, Ezra Carter seemed to have to roll off the field towards the sideline and hobble over.
He is also a very important asset on the wide receiver side.
A lot.
And this is a run to Quincy Long, and it's a gain of about 5.
Again, nice run up the middle, but with 8 minutes and 50 seconds, they still have time, but only 2 timeouts, and the clock, although plentiful, is still draining with every run that they attempt.
Agreed. The Dons do most certainly want to head into the weekend as 2-0. They are 3rd in the MIAA division. Georgetown Prep is 1st in the IAC. Both teams are 1-0. This moment in this game is just so uplifting for the Loyola Blakefield community, considered the importance of this game, not just in the books, but just for our community as a school. No matter the outcome, this game will definitely be remembered for a very, very long time.
The energy here is great. The fact that 2 other varsity sports teams played today and are now coming together to watch this team.
This stadium itself has brought the school community together in a way that we haven't seen in a long time.
Stadium's taking a real beating today, though.
Oh, yeah, they're stomping around.
We appreciate it, though. And its stompability.
And the Hoyas pick up another first down. Full moon shining over Connor Field. It's a very, very beautiful sight. Under the lights is now a literal expression. This is the first time we've seen this on Loyola Blakefield's campus. Whittier steps back. Pass is complete to Clark. And Clark maneuvers his way into a first down. He's out of bounds inside the 20.
Good job on the pass to the outside. And Zeke Jackson, although he makes a lot of plays, has a little bit of a smaller stature for a defensive back, but was still able to hold his own there to prevent him from turning upfield and really doing some damage, possibly even scoring.
Zeke Jackson was the one that told me if we stay locked in, that we will win the game. Him, and along with the entire defense, has been very locked in tonight, as this is a flip to Reynolds. Reynolds cuts to the 10.
Disappointing there a little for A.J. Sismansky. He got right through the hole, perfectly timed the snap, but the flip to Reynolds was kind of crushing there. He's able to put a little bit of pressure in the back, but not enough to do enough damage to keep him from picking up yards with Reynolds, who's been dominant this game so far.
AJ Szymanski, Maryland D1 commit, has proven himself to be an asset on both sides of the field.
Also a nice guy outside of football.
That's the reputation that this football team and our community will always try and uphold. And a run for no gain. That's 3rd down and 1 for the Georgetown Prep Hoyas.
Other thing we're upholding right now is some really good defense. Despite the fact that they've really driven themselves down into field goal range, this is where the Dons excel, at bending but not breaking, maybe allowing a field goal, but also they blocked the one that they allowed to be put in position for earlier. So,
well,
again, it is just a game of chances.
With 6:25 left in the game, if they try maybe for a field goal, and it looks like they're coming out to see if they got the first.
Now it's a game of inches.
It is, but if they are forced to take a field goal, and they make it, and it looks like it's actually going to be a 1st down. So this game has already been extremely interesting, this drive. But now with that 1st down, the energy is kind of going on the Prep sideline. You can see it. And with that 1st down, they have a lot more time to try and make something happen. And here comes Whittier onto the field.
Right here, this is exactly what football is all about. A 1st down near the goal line, down 7 with only a small amount of time left in the 4th quarter.
Whittier, the junior, really taking command with Quincy Long and Colin Reynolds underneath him. Whittier, and he keeps it. Whittier looking for the pass, and it is tipped away.
Looked like it was deflected by number 6.
Nathaniel Jackson. Excellent coverage by Nathaniel Jackson to a pass that would have almost certainly be caught by Nate Shields and would have gotten them very close to the end zone, possibly even inside the end zone.
It'll be interesting to see if they go with the run here on 2nd down, if they just want to gain some yards and possibly even punch it in, or if they're going to go for the aerial attack with Whittier rolling out yet again, which he's been doing a lot and what the Dons wanted to prevent throughout this game.
So this is 2nd and 10. But you could also say it was 2nd and goal because the 1st down mark is at the pylon.
Could come into play later.
Cease flips it to Reynolds, and Reynolds goes down. Almost lost the ball there.
Looked like Whittier flipped that ball a little bit too early. I get that he's excitable right now due to the fact that the crowd is getting into it. The energy is almost unmatched with it being a Friday Night Lights game. But flipping it there in such a crucial situation early enough that they couldn't bite on the run by Whittier.
By Long. They couldn't bite on that run by Quincy Long. And another 3rd down situation here for the Hoyas. It's not been easy for them this drive, but somehow they've managed to get this far.
Crowd is shaking the stadium again. It's newly built. Hopefully it stands.
Whittier in the pro set formation. And motioning over is Reynolds. Whittier rolls out. Pass to Reynolds is
didn't look like he got anywhere near the end zone.
Caught. It was caught. He's not at the end zone, but you see they were in the press set formation looking like they may have ran it to him, and then he motioned over, and then they dumped it off to him. But it is 4th and a little bit shorter. They're very close to the end zone.
I would not be surprised at all if they went for it here. I understand that 3
Oh, they're absolutely going for it here. They have to. They don't really have a choice. It's 4th and 3.
Timeout here.
By the Prep Hoyas as they spent their final timeout before the 5-minute mark is over. 4th and 3. They're obviously going to try and plunge it in there with Reynolds or Long and maybe even Lee Bruner. But we'll see. It's been very interesting that play that they just ran with Colin Reynolds, it was a very good play call by head coach Dan Perot. But that puts them very close to the end zone. And if they can get in, they're only 3 yards away. If they get in, then it's a tie game with 5 minutes left.
Also keep in mind that there is still that option of the first down. If they're even able just to get it to the 1 yard line, they'll have a whole fresh set of downs to punch it in with 5 minutes left, so the clock is not a factor here. This could be big.
This is possibly the biggest play of the game. If they get this, then it is a whole new game, and if they don't, then this game probably goes to the Dons. Stadium is shaking. The crowd is electric.
As they have been all night.
In the single back. Motioning over is long. It looks like they're going to go play action. Whittier. Pass to Long. It is in for the touchdown.
It's a great play there, but it looked like there were 12 men on the field before that play got snapped.
It does.
Not going to get called, though. Lucky break right there for the Hoyas.
Will it? What? So, Asher, were there 12 men on the field?
So, number 64 on the Hoyas, I believe that's going to be Nick. I'm not even going to try with the last name there.
Nick Sclafini.
Thank you. And he seemed to sprint onto the field right as the ball was snapped, but then ran back off. I guess they're not counting it, though. Maybe the refs didn't notice. Lucky break there, but a wonderful way for them to score. And now
this game is
an important PAT.
Huge. Last time they tried this, it was blocked.
Another break on the side, but is not able to block it this time. Moriski really tried.
And it is a tie game. 4 minutes, 57 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter.
And that is going to take us to a break.
And we are back as we have, because of the injury with Ezra Carter, we have Zeke Jackson and Worthington.
Good to see Worthington back on the field.
And to kick it away, we have Mason Chevernak.
Important to note that last game, Ezra Carter took one back to the house, 85 yards, which may explain why on the first kickoff, which was also the first kickoff of the game, the Hoyas kicked it straight into the line.
And this one is received by Zeke Jackson. Jackson gets a break, cuts back, and Zeke Jackson will make it to about the 26 or
Breaking
27
any
yard
yards
line.
he could get there, cutting in and out. Good effort by Zeke Jackson.
So ideally, the Dons, they want a touchdown. But if they need a field goal, it would be risky unless they can get the clock down to under a minute.
Again, that's what Coach Zayu has been emphasizing throughout his team's practices, to control the clock. So these drills underneath 5 minutes, underneath 2 minutes, 2-minute warning at the end of the game, these are what Coach Zayu has been practicing the team for. These are situational opportunities that football teams practice every single day. So they just need to apply everything that they've been practicing in terms of late game scenarios to this situation and not let this excitement of Friday Night Lights get to them.
Motioning over is Zach Phillips, and it is a pass to Zach Phillips. And Zach Phillips lands at about the 35, just short of the first down, and that is a gain of about 9.
Now, don't expect the Dons to start hurrying up here, keeping themselves calm, cool, and collected with 5 minutes left. They've got 3 full timeouts.
Are comfortable with the clock, and as long as you're comfortable, you can stay calm and cool and collected. So 2nd and 2 on their own 35. Cease in the single back formation. Cease play action to Worthington under pressure, and he was looking for Zach Phillips, but Zach Phillips wasn't looking at him, and it landed beneath him.
Zach Phillips had curled around and seemed to think that Cease was going to go for a quarterback scramble around the sides to try and pick up the short amount of yards he needed. But it's the second that Zach Phillips turned upfield to start blocking, Cease threw it, and it was almost intercepted by a defensive back of the Hoyas.
That'll bring up a big third down for the Dons. 3rd and 2 on their own 35 after that play had no gain.
This is a huge play here for the Dons. Most likely going to see either a play action or a run. I wouldn't be surprised.
Cease hands it off to Worthington, and Worthington has the first.
Great job there from the Dons offensive line. Opened up so many holes and kept the backfield clean in order to allow for Cease to fake a handoff to, I believe it was Shane Elliott in motion. Maybe not. I don't think it was Shane Elliott.
It was Zach Phillips in motion, and it was Kendrick Worthington with the run.
Shane Elliott's been in motion a lot tonight. But that was a really good play call. Kept the Hoyas on their feet, which they've been trying to do all night and haven't really been able to until that last touchdown. So even with Kendrick Worthington getting injured on last drive, him being back in has automatically added a spark to the Dons offense.
And Cease flips it to Elliott, who was in motion. And Elliott is past the 40. Flips his way to the 44. And that gets them close to another first down.
Glad that Elliott wasn't injured on that huge hit down low.
He managed to land almost on his feet there.
Would have been kind of cool. But Shane Elliott being in motion tonight has added just another thing for the Hoyas to think about. With Worthington sometimes going into the Wildcat, Elliott in motion, Zach Phillips, A.J. Szymanski. These are names that have been serious threats throughout this game and last.
The mind games that Coach Zayu and the Dons offense have been playing with the Prep Hoyas has been crucial. And this one is off the hands of Ezra Carter, who thankfully has returned to the game.
Great to see Worthington and Carter walk off those injuries. They were able to get off the field on their own feet. But Carter needs to regain some of the momentum that he probably gained before that injury in order to make sure that he's not going to have any more of those drops. It was also a wonderful job by Cease there of containing that snap, which was very low.
And Cease here steps up. Snap is low. The handoff to Worthington, and he is brought down, and that'll be a fourth down as we are headed near the 2-minute warning. If we could possibly go into overtime here. This slow-moving game suddenly picked up speed, and now it's slowing back down just a little bit.
I mean, this is the dream scenario for the first Friday Night Light game.
Absolutely.
Looks like they're lining up to punt, yeah.
If they got to get it off, though, before the 2-minute warning.
I don't know if we have those.
And they won't call the 2-minute warning. And the punt is up.
Another beauty by Dulé.
Received by Tommy Arata, who lets it go. And it is down by Ezra Carter at the 19. At the 21. My bad. So with under 2 minutes, 1:45 left to go in this game, Carson Whittier and the Georgetown Prep offense takes the field again. They need to go a very long way to take the lead, but they did it last time. Here comes Whittier and Reynolds. Reynolds has been very dominant in the run game so far today.
This is huge. 1 minute and 46 seconds, fourth quarter, Friday Night Lights. Time for the Dons defense to make a huge stand and extend this game.
And here is Whittier.
This defense is known for turnovers, and now that the Hoyas are probably going to have to start passing the ball a lot more than they'd probably like to, could be an opportunity for Zeke Jackson.
Motioning again is Reynolds, and the handoff to Quincy Long for about a gain of 1.
Nice stop there by number 55, Jason Hill, from the Dons, really holding him in there and making sure that he couldn't advance that run any further.
So a gain of 2 makes it 2nd and 8 as we've just passed 1:20.
Dons are not going to take their first of 3 timeouts left in this fourth quarter. interesting strategy. It seems like they're going to
Coach
conserve
Zayu
them.
has been doing the unexpected, but probably wants to conserve his timeouts. Whittier rolls out to the right, and his pass did not get caught by Luke Strittmatter.
Now,
And that was a very frustrating one for the Georgetown Prep fans.
that looked incredible if you're Coach Zayu right there. You don't have to waste a timeout. You still have all three, and the clock is stopped doing an incomplete pass.
With a 3rd and 8, a
This right
minute
here.
left in this game.
The Dons are stomping their feet. It is time for the Dons defense to make a huge stand and possibly get better field position to end this game with a minute left, 3 timeouts.
I almost feel like stomping my feet too.
Please don't.
I won't. All right, here is Carson Whittier. 3rd down. In the shotgun. Whittier. Play action to Reynolds. Rolls out. Pass is caught.
That is a killer for the Dons right there.
First down to Luke Strittmatter, who just redeemed himself there. And that's a first down for the Hoyas with 54 seconds left in regulation. But I can see this game definitely going into overtime if they don't hustle their way over. I don't think if the Dons get the ball back this game, I don't think it'll be in regulation.
I don't know. With 3 timeouts left and this Hoyas offense seemingly trying to take advantage of this newfound momentum that they've gained after their touchdown, it seems like the clock is going to be stopping a lot more.
And here we go. 1st and 10 from the 35. 54 seconds left in the game. Cease rolls out. Pitches to Reynolds again. Reynolds charges through to the 41. And the clock is rolling past 45 seconds left of regulation. They're going hurry up as to not waste their final crucial timeout, which they will probably use later in the game. Cease steps back, and the pass is caught
Wonderful
by Nate
tackling.
Shields, but the clock is still running, which is a very good thing for the Dons. Clock is running. It's past. We're down to 20 seconds left in regulation. They're going hurry up offense. And it looks like
Dons are probably taking a timeout.
Don Perot probably took that timeout for the Hoyas. I don't think the Dons want to take a timeout in this situation. But, that last crucial timeout, now would be the time to call it.
I'm interested to see who called that timeout.
I think it was definitely Don Perot, head coach and athletic director for Georgetown Prep.
Oh.
And it's an injury timeout. And it looks like the one who needed attention was
Nathaniel Jackson.
No, I think it was Patrick Dufour, offensive lineman, or maybe it's hard to see in there.
Number 7 is the one who left, and I do believe that.
They're huddling up. So who was it that walked off the field? If it was number 7, then yes, it was Jackson.
Yeah, he's been replaced by, I believe, is Zeke Jackson now. But Nathaniel Jackson did make a wonderful play before taking a little break there for an injury.
And here we go, back at it. Whittier just runs right in there. And he tried to snap early, and it looks like he may have got A.J. Szymanski, but that is the end of regulation, even though there's a flag thrown. They might reset the clock. Yep, they added 2 seconds to the play clock. And so with that penalty, it looked like maybe A.J. Szymanski went early. He did the snap, and the ball was not snapped. And A.J. Szymanski and some of the other linemen looked like they may have jumped. But with the added 2 seconds, they're probably just going to go all out for it.
I would love to see a Hail Mary.
I would love to see it intercepted. But we will see. All right, here's Whittier. 2 seconds left. 3rd down and 3. They're probably going to go all out for it. And they do still have that one timeout if they need to burn it because the play clock is at 0. So it's an interesting situation here. Maybe they knee it out, let it go to overtime. Maybe they air it out. Oh, and regulation just ended. So we are headed into overtime. The Loyola Dons 7, the Georgetown Prep Hoyas 7, and we will head into a quick break. And we are back. The captains are coming out to do the coin flip. Representing the Dons is Marcus Hines. Representing the Hoyas, we have Isaiah Rose, Patrick Dufour, Patrick McGale, and Luca O'Day. And the coin was just flipped, so we will see. Now the coin was flipped, and Loyola wins the toss. Loyola will probably choose to receive, as that is standard procedure in overtime. And it looks like Loyola elects to receive. And rules for overtime today, 10 minutes. It'll be sudden death. And if neither team scores at the end of that time, I'm pretty sure the game is ruled a tie. Am I correct?
It would be ruled a tie. That has happened before, but hopefully with the Friday Night Lights game winding to a close, we're going to get to see a climactic end to what has been a really close defensive game with a couple of glimmers of really good offense that have been snuffed out by this hard-nosed defense. Running has been prominent. A blocked field goal kept Loyola in this game, and looking back was probably the biggest play of the game. Maurice Gee has been supplying quite a few of those.
And Loyola will receive as they won the coin toss. And wait a minute, there won't be a kickoff. So it looks like they just get the ball? Or
Overtime rules are a little bit fuzzy over here. We're still trying to figure them out.
it looks like the prep offense is coming in. And for some reason, they're on the 10-yard line of Loyola.
Wow, it's really sudden death.
So wait, are they literally 10 yards away from just ending the game in one play right here?
Seems like it.
Whittier hands it off to Reynolds. Reynolds plows through to about the 5. So this is interesting.
I'm
Overtime
interested.
just started. The clock, it shows, is at 0.
So I imagine that if we stop them here, we either get the ball where we stop them,
Maybe
or
it's fair ups because I don't imagine why they would just get to be placed right on the 10.
because Loyola won. Is it like
Loyola-
penalty shootouts? Is
Loyola won the coin toss, so I don't know why they would defer. And this is to Quincy Long, and he is in for the touchdown.
But
And does this mean that Georgetown Prep wins?
it doesn't seem like it.
No, because the kick team is coming on. So
I'm
that can't
so
be what that
confused.
means. It is a little bit confusing. Maybe Loyola gets fair ups.
Based off the way that it's going,
Maybe
I imagine.
I think they would just put Loyola on the 10 as well.
I imagine it's just kind of like a shootout here of seeing who can't get in the end zone.
But we will see as this extra point.
A block here would be crazy.
Kick is
Can't ask for too many.
up and
blocks.
over the uprights, and it is good.
See people sprinting for that football in the back. I don't know if you can catch from the camera, but all around Connor Field right now, people are packed in watching this momentous occasion.
We will see because Georgetown Prep was just placed on Loyola's 10, and in one play they got a touchdown with Quincy Long.
But now it looks like, based off the numbers on the backs of the people in the Loyola Dons huddle, it looks
The
like
Loyola
the Loyola
Dons will also be placed at the same exact spot on the field, but it is 16-7 Hoyas.
To compare it, oh, no, now it's 14. To
14,
compare
okay,
it to another sport, it's kind of like a penalty shootout in soccer, it seems.
And taking the snap is Worthington. He motions over Carter. Worthington, play action. He keeps and he goes down.
Again, these aren't timed down, so running is still an option. Coach Zayu is going to have to reach deep into the back of tricks to try and generate some form of offense to get these 10 yards.
And Bradley Cease and Shane Elliott take the field along with Brooklyn Jones, and Worthington comes out.
The hearts are pounding, the feet are stomping. The Dons need to get in here. Looks like Cease is back at quarterback.
Cease is back at quarterback. He is in the shotgun formation with Jones up on his right. Cease takes the snap. Cease passes, caught by Marcus Hines. Touchdown, Loyola.
Wide open was Marcus Hines. I believe that's his first reception of the game after having a couple times he was open overthrown, and it could not have come at a better time. If this point after kick is converted, which he's converted 7 out of 7, don't want to jinx him here, this is going to become one of the best games in Loyola football history and on one of the best nights in Loyola football history.
So here we are with the extra point. 7 for 7 leads the MIAA in extra points made.
A lot of pressure
Don't
here.
want to jinx it, but the kick is through the uprights. This game is tied.
This is electrifying. I'm
So
sure.
wait a minute. Yep, it looks like they're going back out to the same exact spot. And whoever just doesn't score a touchdown is the loser.
I don't know
at
if
one
it's
point or another.
I don't know if it's the first person to not score. I don't know if it's
So
that
this is very interesting that the way these rules are structured,
Well,
because
what I imagine here is that if Georgetown Prep does not convert, then they lose. Because if they, I imagine that's why why the coin toss even matters. Because they had the advantage of going first.
so yes, but Loyola, Marcus Hines was out there. He won the coin toss. So how come then after they win the coin toss, they just place it's a little bit confusing to me, but
I would imagine that it is if the first person
like
that goes
you don't defer
doesn't
in overtime. You know.
Well, I just imagine that if the first are they bringing is the offense coming back?
So
Okay,
it
so
looks
Loyola
like
offense is coming
Loyola's
back out.
offense is coming back on. Kendrick Worthington takes the snap and it goes beneath his feet. He picks it up and he is brought down.
Okay, I actually have no idea what's going on.
So
I'm so
this
invested.
is like
I'm so
maybe
confused.
that this.
I'm just watching at this point. I mean, this is
I feel like a spectator now.
I'm cool with it. I like it.
But Prep placed on the 10 and they score. Loyola placed on the 10 and they score. Now they get placed back on the 10.
We're hitting
And what in the
we're hitting a quick Google here. We'll try and clear it up. But for right now, I'm guessing that maybe the second team that receives it has the chance to end it with like 2 in a row. That must be it. That they get 2.
And Cease takes the snap back. Pass to Elliott, and Elliott brings them back to where they previously were. Gain of about 8.
That was a nice catch
So
right there from Elliott. Tried to open up some more yards.
Makes it 3rd down. And like and it is 3rd and 12, ball on the 13. And Cease in the pro set. He's got Gee. And he has Kendrick Worthington. And Worthington stumbles into is it a touchdown? He looks like he's about the, he's at the 1. Worthington stumbled. He did an amazing job stumbling right to the 1-yard line. And it's a 1st down.
Ooh, this is the dream. I don't know if they win if they convert here. I'm just kind of watching for fun right now. But if they convert here, it at least extends the game and allows Loyola to force Georgetown Prep to make the game-winning decision here.
So 4th and 1, and it looks like they're going to be going for it.
We're just guessing on the rules here. Whoever wins, wins, it seems. I mean, this is...
And Georgetown Prep calls a timeout, and we also don't know what the timeouts, how those are structured.
And with that, we're going to go to a quick break.
And Asher is taking a quick check on the rules with the press box official. But 4th and 1 for the Dons. Cease takes it in himself. And it is ruled a touchdown. Dons take the lead, 21-14. Bradley Cease just took it and charged straight in there.
Okay, now
All right, what do we got, Asher?
It is exactly what we originally predicted, except this time they simply just flipped who was going first and second. I guess that's part of the rules. It is if the other team does not respond with a touchdown, or the first team doesn't get a touchdown and the second team is able to score, that means that the team that scored and then stopped the other team from scoring wins the game. So Loyola is now putting all the pressure on Georgetown's offense to score here.
And now that they've just gone up by 7 by stopping Georgetown Prep earlier, This
is the most electrifying game that we could have had on Friday Night Lights.
This was the perfect turnout, perfect crowd, perfect, just the way that this game played out.
Right
Amazing.
here, right now.
And if they get this stop right here, then I'm pretty sure, right, Asher, Loyola wins the game if they stop it?
Loyola needs a huge stop here. Anything at all that stops them from getting in.
Stadium, it feels like an earthquake. And Whittier, tuck pass, and he is stopped.
Not able to get in. Again, they still have 3 more downs.
Nate Shields gets them up. Whittier scrambled out to the right and just found him. But looks like that'll be a 2nd and 3, or 2nd and goal to the 3rd-yard line. The ball's on the 3rd-yard line.
Here we go.
And they give it to Reynolds. Reynolds
can't
get in.
He hit his own offensive lineman in the back.
He ran right into the back of his own offensive lineman. I think it was number 78, Preston Rogers, who was in the way. But they're signaling that it is now 3rd down and goal on the 3rd-yard line, 21-14 Dons. This is the play. They need to stop here. They need to stop on the next play. And then this game will be over.
Ball is on the 3. Now, we've seen all game that Georgetown Prep has had a strong running game. They have no fear of running it straight up the middle, and Loyola has had difficulty containing them from getting 2 to 3 yards, sometimes even more per carry.
And it looks like there may have been a flag on that play.
A flag?
Because
that'd be interesting.
It looks like the ball may have been moved back because it's no longer on the 3. Now, Loyola fans are stomping and clapping.
I mean, they're doing it at the same time. That's interesting.
And the run by Long can't do it. 4th. Now, what down would that make it? Because it was just 3rd down, and then they switched to 2nd down.
So I believe there's a flag on the last play, which kept it at 2nd down.
And now
but
it is
pushed
3rd
them
down.
Back. It's 3rd down now. The Loyola fans are getting into it. They have learned how to time up the stomps, which has actually increased the shaking.
This is exactly what Marcus Hines and Zeke Jackson both told me. Staying locked in. It is 3rd and 11.
They stopped sinking them.
They're so locked in right now.
There are Loyola moms hyping up their children. This is crazy.
Cease floats it up, and it's caught.
Georgetown
Touchdown Prep. The receiver is Nate Shields. So that was a big
rolling out, getting wide open in the corner of the end zone, and extending
right
this
in the
game.
middle of the end zone. And yes, this game is tied up and extended. This is just, I think everyone in the stadium has their hands on their heads like, what in the world?
Something to remember,
9:37 at night.
Loyola has blocked a kick earlier this game. This could be it. If they block this kick, they win.
They're going for the kick. If they block this kick, the game is over. The kick is
not blocked.
To the left.
It's not good, but there's a flag. There is a flag on the field.
Down,
there is a flag on the field.
But the Loyola players have stormed the field.
It is important to note that there is a flag on the field. There seemed to be roughing the kicker.
There is a flag down.
There looked like he hit the kicker late.
And if he hit the kicker a little bit late, causing the ball to go to the left.
I fully cannot tell.
It did not go in. So it looks like if they might be redoing the kick, but oh my goodness, that would have been.
George, this is a good game for you to have your first commentating, ain't it?
Absolutely.
I mean,
totally glad to do this.
This is
all the Georgetown Prep players are crowding around, arms around each other. The special teams unit getting a little pep talk from Coach Perot, because this one play is we've had tons of plays that we could have said are the most important play of the game.
But this truly is.
The blocked kick by McGee, the 4th down conversion over on the other side of the field for the Prep Hoyas to tie the game at 7. But this might take the cake. If this kick is missed, then that's it.
I think it was roughing the kicker.
Oh, wait a minute.
They're
they
going
are
for
close
two.
enough that they are going for a 2-point conversion.
This could end the game.
Or it could continue the game.
Well, 2-point conversion might end it.
I don't know.
What?
And timeout taken by Georgetown Prep. It looks like they're taking
Dons,
the kick team.
maybe? I can't tell.
No, it was signaled by Georgetown.
Dons just went from 1 timeout to 0.
So, yes, timeout taken by Loyola, probably to try and get into the heads of the Hoyas there, try and get them to reset and talk again.
I don't blame the
strategy.
Hoyas.
Good strategy by Coach Zayu. But this might go down as one of the best games in Loyola Blakefield history.
I mean, I don't blame the Hoyas for going for this aggressive standpoint. I mean, the fans are up. Loyola seems to have the fans still on their feet despite taking a massive hit with that big conversion. And honestly, right now is the time for the Hoyas to take the victory. They need this 2-point conversion. I believe that they get it. They do end up winning the game based off I mean, that just seems how it is working right now. But Loyola could still stand tall, end the game right here. Again, we're kind of guessing here with the overtime rules, but now is Loyola's time.
And here comes the Georgetown Prep offense, so they're not sending out the kick team.
And here comes the stomping.
They're going for 2. This stadium, the
Fans
stomping, the cheering, it's been so electric all night, and they're not stopping even through the last snaps of the game in overtime. Here's
This
Whittier,
is what football is about.
Motions over long. Handoff to Reynolds, and he's in.
That's the game.
Is that the game?
Dons lose, 2-point conversion.
It looks like the Georgetown Prep Hoyas may have just won the game on that 2-point conversion.
Well, even with that loss, that was one of the most electrifying games in Loyola's history.
Absolutely. And Loyola goes to the center of the field. But what a finish. What a game. It was just back and forth the entire time. And in the end, it's Georgetown Prep 22-21.
I mean, you can't necessarily be happy as a Loyola fan. But you have to accept that that was a very well-played game. Everyone put their heart out there and left it on the field. So with that, I think that's going to take us to the end of the game. I'm Asher Davis.
And I'm George Schaefer. Thank you for watching with us on Loyola Sports Network. We hope to see you next time.